So if nothing else, we'll have a recording of ourselves that I'll put up on YouTube. Okay, magical.
Okay.
Let's start.
Yeah.
We're
You,
gonna
you,
make
you just turned very choppy, like in the Zoom call.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's gonna be a thing. I'm turning choppy for myself as well.
Okay.
So we are going to make some story games and playtest them. How this is going to work is we're each going to go around taking turns as the designer of this game, and the rest of us will give that person an ingredient, like chopped or Iron Chef America style, that we have to include in our design. This is so that you can't come to the table with a game that you have in your head already, which means you can't cheat.
Or can you?
Maybe. All right. I'm going to go first. I'm going to be the first designer. So I'm going to ask all of you, what are my ingredients that I get for this game?
Joy.
Cool.
Well, we are using Roll20, so I'm going to say a D17.
Okay. I am going to say dragons.
Nice. Those are my ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So the second question I answer, we just kind of answered like question 0. Who are the characters? What are they doing? And what's set against them? I feel like our characters are heroic romantic adventurers who are done with the stupid imperialist way of things of taking over lands that they don't understand, and I think they're finding love with dragons, and what's set against them is the establishment.
Is this a dragon fucking game? Because I am all for that. Oh, sorry, should I not?
No, it's
Should I not
perfectly
curse?
okay.
Okay,
It's perfectly
cool.
okay. Yeah, we're all good. Okay, the next question I answer is, what are the players' jobs? The players' jobs are to so I'm thinking, and I have a question for all of us. Are we the dragons? No, because I just said that we are like people who are being wed to dragons.
I mean, the game is about that. You can play like both sides of the conflict.
Yeah, exactly.
You could even have people like on the actual Imperial side trying to stop the dragon wedding.
Yeah. What are the characters' goals? To be married to dragons who are super awesome. Who is the GM? I think the GM is almost like the nebulous like imperial establishment that thinks fucking dragons is an abhorrent abomination.
Yeah, something like your marriage.
So, like, structured opposition?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So they'll play all of the characters, like the religious figureheads who think that this is a terrible thing and whatnot, and they'll just play that entire thing and all the people who support it. What's the GM's job? To make sure that dragon fucking doesn't happen. What should the GM play to find out? That's an interesting question. What do we all think?
Well, okay. So aside from who comes out on top of the conflict, dun-dun-dun,
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of phrasing in there.
Yeah.
It's a good phrase.
Yeah. I have another idea if you're
I
stunted.
do have an idea, but I think it may be kind of cheesy.
Mhm.
It might be the and I kind of am not a huge fan of this trope, but the GM or whatever character the GM is portraying has to come and find out that, hey, maybe dragon weddings aren't that bad after all, and maybe I want to marry a dragon.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
So the GM plays to find out if the
They're-
imperial structure can be swayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, cool. What circumstances call for a die roll? I think instead of... Actually, I'm going to jump ahead. What circumstances call for a particular conversation but not a die roll? I think when we get to that inevitable situation where we're...
Dragon fucking?
No. That is a die roll.
Roll to avoid being crushed.
Literally and figuratively. Just get out of the way of that.
Yeah.
They need to turn into their human form. It's just logistically a thing. I think...
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
It could be like Komodo dragon sized.
Hmm?
Yeah.
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 Or just let me fuck a big dragon.
All right. When I think when we have like a debate over this, I might want to die roll that, because as a person I don't like having big arguments in games, because I don't know how to, like, I'm bad at dialogue already, and having like charged dialogue, it makes that not so good. So I think having that as be a die roll is pretty good for shortcutting that process. And I think the result of the die roll is how people feel afterward. You might be able to feel like swayed or convinced or shaken, sad, embarrassed as results.
Okay.
So obviously we roll a D17. So
Obviously.
yeah.
Yeah. So are there just like 17 consequences of like
No.
the roll? Just like write up this table of emotional states.
Yeah.
There's 5 minutes left. Write them all out.
Well, the 14, I feel inspired.
When you argue about the sanctity of dragon marriage, roll a D17. This is my favorite rule already. On an odd... Ooh, this is fun, because 17 is an odd number, which means that there's more odd numbers than even numbers. On an odd number, you are... or you feel in the right about your cause. Well, who is you? That would have to be the players, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, when a human
Who makes the rolls?
groom or bride argues for the sanctity of dragon marriage, roll a D17. On an odd number, you feel in the right about your cause. On a even number, you feel embarrassed.
Pressured.
Yeah. What were some of the other ones that I was saying? I'm starting to forget. Embarrassed, pressured,
Shaken.
shaken. Yeah.
Like distressed or
Distressed is another good one.
unsettled. Content.
Or
It's like neutral. Whatever.
Ooh, I like this. Instead of unsettled, cynical.
Yeah.
Back in my day.
Yeah, exactly. What circumstances call for a particular conversation, but not a die roll?
And it's something where failure or success isn't interesting. It's something where we're all comfortable with just deciding this between people.
So in this game, we have the players who play the human grooms and brides, and we have the GM who plays the human establishment. We do not have anything that's playing the dragons and their voice.
Oh, okay. I thought earlier we said that was an option to
that players to be either dragons or humans.
Okay, cool.
Or elves or whatever.
Yeah, cool. Dragons and non-dragon fantasy races.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we should have structured conversations for when dragons are talking to non-dragons and non-dragons are talking to dragons. Because I feel like that's interesting because the priorities there are different, I think. What kind of particular conversations should we have then?
I feel like the human ones should be like painfully mundane, almost. Like talk about the weather. And the dragon ones are these like grand and like large visions of the surrounding world. It's like talk about your past conquests. Talk about your treasure.
Talk about how you came across these tiny humans and found love.
Yeah.
Or like, what is your pitch for how you break the ice?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have 2 triggers right now. When humans talk to dragons, fill in the blank, and when dragons talk to humans, fill in the blank. When dragons talk to humans, so what kind of separates the mundane, and I have 2 minutes left, so this is probably the last thing I'll do. What separates dragon priorities from human priorities?
Well, dragons... Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say the dragons probably live a lot longer.
Yeah.
So they have they're much greater in scope.
And they're probably not as affected by the Imperials. Like they're not part of that culture and can breathe fire on the ones that make themselves too much of a pain in the ass.
Cool. So I have when dragons talk to humans, make references to things from before the human's lifespan.
Yeah.
When humans talk to dragons, what should they talk about? Like probably really mundane mortal things, but like very emotional things. Like
how was your day? Tell me about your day. Or even things like
very very emotional. I think. Like, very like I want to know about you. Like, tell me everything.
Yeah.
Like inquisitive.
When humans talk to dragons, talk about your emotions and what is happening,
or ask questions
to you right now. Okay, cool. So that's my game. Now we're going to play test it.
Okay.
Who is going to be the GM? I think I would be really bad at playing the establishment. just because I want this.
I think we all want this at this point.
I'll try.
Cool.
I feel like I'm good at being like evil opposition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gay as hell, so I don't know how I feel about being someone who tells people they can't get married. So
Same.
I don't know if I want to be DM.
Yeah.
You get that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I want to be a dragon.
I guess I'll be a human.
I think I will be I will be a hobbit.
Cool.
All right.
Have we left any of these questions unanswered? Oh, how do you decide that the game's done when 15 minutes have elapsed?
Okay.
I think that's kind of the answer for all of them. I might cut that question out after this game, go back into the code and take care of that. But yeah. Okay.
The code.
Yeah. Do matrix. Yeah, let's. Okay, so I am going. I think I'll set the scene. And I'm going to say that we have to be having this wedding on mountaintop in like this Greek amphitheater sort of thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Almost hanging like the cranes that were used in Greek plays is this dragon who's me, and I'm like craning my head down so that I can be a part of this situation. A lot of my neck extending into open space over the view of the mountain.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can more than one person get married to a single dragon?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Oh, here's another thing that I forgot to mention that's just good RPG, like universal practice. Perpetually asking questions is great. There's no second clause to that sentence. That's
all
just,
right.
Yeah. Why? Perpetually ask questions.
Okay.
But why then?
Okay. So it's like everybody assembled, and how well does everybody know each other at this point?
I think this is a very small wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my whelps are fluttering in the background because I just had like a hatch, like a clutch of eggs that just hatched. So
and it can't be a huge wedding because we want this to be a little bit discreet, so like the man doesn't come down on us.
Yeah,
that could never happen.
Not at
all. But there is a path for humans to get here, and hobbits, and elves, and all of the other fantasy races.
I imagine it's kind of like a long, winding trail up to this amphitheater. Maybe even going through like tunnels and like through part of a mountain to get to something real secluded.
Yeah. I think like the intro is like a montage of us getting here, like walking across this like shoddy rope bridge, like deep forests and across mountains,
dark wooden footbridges covered in these white flowers, because this is also the procession for the wedding, and the wedding just starts when everybody gets there. Because okay,
you know, I wish we could be as flown here.
What do the marching feet of the establishment sound like and look like?
I think that they're full of pomp and circumstance. Like the soldiers have these huge plumes on their helmets, and all of their armor is like engraved and decorated, and they just march down this path 2 by 2 in this line that seems to go on forever.
What other mythical animal is engraved in your armor that isn't a dragon?
I think unicorns.
Yeah. Okay, so are you here now?
No, I think we better to give you all some time to interact first.
Okay.
But so start, and I'll mention when the man is first visible.
Okay, jump in at any time. Umbra, are you marrying us? Or are you a guest?
Yes.
Or are all three of us being married?
I think it might be like an all three situation.
Who is marrying us? Or do we even have somebody who's marrying us?
I kind of imagine, like, you know that old priest from the Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Marriage brings us together.
Together. True love.
A dragon's smile is much more beautiful than you might expect, because I have a smile that's bigger than any of you.
It's terrifying and glorious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like just like a large white wall.
I don't think I graze on living creatures, so my teeth are extraordinarily clean.
You're a vegetarian dragon?
Yep. Yep.
Vegan!
Of course.
Yep. Oh! I swim underwater and eat enormous fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I feel wonderful.
Let's see. As far as like tuxedos go, I think my human is dressed like very sharp, all black tuxedo with like the tie that matches whatever color scales you have. And that same like glimmer.
Violet and red.
Yes. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm like not like particularly nicely dressed, maybe like by like Hobbit standards, but it's definitely like not impressive, not in the same way that your outfit is. But I think what stands out about me is that I dyed my foot hair in the same color as your scales.
Nice.
There's like a little like violet curls down there.
Oh.
Looking very proud about that. Very hard to find.
So as the priest is talking about how beautiful marriage is, I lean my enormous dragon head closer and say that I have not seen anything so beautiful in the many lifespans that you humans have gone through. Or like in the many human generations. Yeah.
And I think at this point, you all see coming out of the tunnel from the next mountain over, the beginning of the procession of the establishment.
We probably hear it first, just those marching footsteps, and the priest is probably just like irritatingly slowly going through his like his stuff, and we're like, come on.
We're gonna have to hurry up a bit, Father, and get this done before they get there.
But is the priest part? Are they fully separate from the establishment, or to have it be recognized? Are they sort of straddling both sides?
I almost thought about this and I didn't say it. I think they are a part of the establishment, but they support what we're doing here.
Okay.
Or this is a setup.
Ooh. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is when we turn and look at RP Glory, because we have 4 more minutes to playtest.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah, I think the priest kind of, you try to rush them along, and they're like, there's a procedure to this that it must be done properly.
As a dragon, I'm just incredibly patient because I've waited eons for this.
Oh.
Yeah, the priest is like starting to get to the point as the procession is getting closer and closer. There's like time for like one more exchange before they arrive.
Okay. Should we do vows? Are vows a thing? Should we do vows?
Yeah.
Nice.